Imagine this: you're having a conversation with someone younger, full of energy and enthusiasm, and then you catch yourself saying something that makes them hesitate, something that subtly signals defeat, limitation, or a surrender to aging. Words are powerful, and the way we speak about ourselves in later years shapes how we experience aging itself. Today, let's explore 9 words that might be holding you back and what you can say instead to embrace a more vibrant, fulfilling life. Language is one of the most powerful tools we possess, shaping not only how we communicate with others but also how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. The words we use daily influence our emotions, mindset, and overall outlook on life. When it comes to aging, the phrases we repeat can either empower us or create unnecessary limitations. Every time we say something negative about getting older, we reinforce a belief that aging means decline, restriction, or irrelevance. But what if we change the narrative? What if we spoke about aging as an opportunity rather than a burden? Imagine waking up every morning and choosing words that inspire energy, curiosity, and excitement instead of those that drain motivation. Think about the difference between saying, "I have to exercise," and "I get to move my body today." The first makes it sound like a chore, while the second turns it into a privilege. The same applies to phrases like, "I'm just getting old," versus, "I'm growing wiser every day." Words can transform your entire perspective, making aging a time of continued growth rather than a slow decline. When people constantly say, "I can't," they set up invisible barriers that stop them from trying new things. The moment you declare, "I can't keep up with technology," or "I can't travel anymore," your mind registers it as a fact. But in reality, the issue isn't ability, it's belief. Imagine replacing that with, "I'm learning to use new technology," or "I'm finding new ways to travel that fit my lifestyle." The shift is subtle but powerful, encouraging action rather than resignation. It's easy to fall into the habit of saying, "I'm too old," when faced with challenges or new experiences. But history is filled with people who accomplished incredible things later in life. Colonel Sanders started KFC in his 60s, and Grandma Moses, the famous painter, began her artistic career in her late 70s. If they had told themselves they were too old, the world would have missed out on their incredible contributions. Age is not the barrier, our words and beliefs are. Saying, "I'm too old to learn a new skill," or "I'm too old to change," only ensures that you won't try. But shifting that to, "I'm never too old to learn," opens doors to new possibilities, relationships, and adventures. What we repeatedly say becomes what we believe, and what we believe shapes how we live. If we constantly reinforce the idea that aging is about loss, then that's what we'll focus on. But if we speak in a way that acknowledges growth, strength, and wisdom, we create a reality that aligns with those ideas. Words are not just sounds, they carry energy, intention, and meaning. Choosing them wisely can make the difference between feeling trapped by age and embracing every stage of life with enthusiasm. The challenge is simple: start listening to the words you use about yourself and ask, "Is this helping me live fully, or is it holding me back?" Change is an inevitable part of life, yet many people resist it, especially as they grow older. There's a certain comfort in routine, in doing things the way we've always done them. But when we let phrases like, "It's always been this way," dominate our thinking, we unintentionally build walls around our own potential. The world is constantly evolving, and so are we. Every experience, every challenge, every moment presents an opportunity to learn and grow. When we close ourselves off to new ideas, new technologies, or new ways of thinking, we don't just stay the same, we actually move backward. Growth doesn't stop at a certain age, and neither should our curiosity. Consider how rapidly the world has changed over the last few decades. The way we communicate, work, travel, and even entertain ourselves is vastly different from what it was 20 or 30 years ago. Imagine if we refused to adapt to these changes simply because things used to be different. The truth is, resisting change doesn't make life easier, it makes it harder. When we say, "I don't understand all this new technology," it becomes an excuse to avoid learning. Instead, saying, "I'm figuring out how this works," keeps our minds engaged and sharp. The people who thrive in later years are the ones who remain open to learning, whether it's picking up a new skill, exploring a different hobby, or embracing advancements that make life more convenient. Staying open to change also means being willing to see the world through a fresh perspective. Too often, people get stuck in the idea that things were better in the past. While nostalgia is natural, it can also prevent us from fully experiencing the present. When conversations start with, "back in my day," there's often an undertone that suggests the present isn't as good. But every era has its challenges and its joys, and every stage of life brings new opportunities. Instead of focusing on what used to be, it's far more fulfilling to appreciate what is and to engage with what's happening now. There is a unique energy in every generation, and when older and younger individuals connect, both benefit. Younger people bring fresh ideas, while older individuals offer wisdom and perspective. But when someone insists on living in the past, they risk becoming disconnected from the present and the people around them. Imagine instead saying, "Tell me about what excites you today," or, "I'd love to learn about what's new in your world." These small shifts in conversation open doors to meaningful connections and keep life interesting. Living in the present doesn't mean forgetting the past, it means balancing appreciation for what was with excitement for what is and what's to come. Whether it's adapting to new technology, embracing new ways of thinking, or forming new relationships, staying engaged with the present keeps life rich and fulfilling. The question isn't whether the world will change, the real question is whether we'll embrace it and continue growing along with it. Imagine waking up every morning with aches and pains, struggling to get out of bed, feeling exhausted before the day even begins. Now, imagine knowing that much of this suffering could have been avoided with small but consistent choices made earlier in life. Neglecting health and self-care is one of the biggest mistakes people make as they age, and it turns what should be a time of wisdom and fulfillment into a daily battle with discomfort and disease. Many people assume that aging automatically brings weakness, illness, and limitations, but the truth is, how you treat your body determines how you experience old age. The body is like a machine. If you take care of it, it runs smoothly; if you ignore it, it breaks down. Poor diet, lack of exercise, and failure to seek medical attention create a slow but steady decline. Nutrition plays a critical role in how a person feels. Many elderly individuals develop unhealthy eating habits, relying on processed foods, skipping meals, or consuming too much sugar and salt. Over time, these choices lead to high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. The human body thrives on real, nourishing foods: fresh vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats. A well-fed body has more energy, stronger immunity, and a sharper mind. Exercise is another major factor in maintaining quality of life. People who stop moving find that their bodies stop working for them. Joints become stiff, muscles weaken, and balance deteriorates, increasing the risk of falls and injuries. But movement doesn't have to be extreme. Walking, stretching, light strength training, even dancing can keep the body strong and flexible. Regular exercise isn't just about physical health, it boosts mood, reduces stress, and improves sleep. A body in motion stays in motion, and those who stay active can continue enjoying independence, travel, and hobbies well into old age. Self-care is more than just physical health, it includes mental and emotional well-being. Many seniors neglect activities that bring them joy, thinking they are no longer important. But happiness is just as essential as food and water. Listening to music, spending time in nature, practicing meditation, or simply dressing well each day can uplift the spirit. When people stop caring for themselves, they send a message to their mind and body that they have given up, and that mindset accelerates decline. Looking after oneself is not vanity, it is a declaration of self-respect and the foundation for a fulfilling old age. Beyond health and self-care, another crucial element of a meaningful life is purpose. Retirement, while freeing, often leaves people feeling lost. For decades, work provides structure, goals, and social interaction. Without these, many struggle with boredom, depression, and a sense of uselessness. But purpose does not retire, only job titles do. Every stage of life presents opportunities to contribute, learn, and grow. Many people believe that purpose comes from big achievements, but true purpose is found in the small, everyday moments. Teaching a grandchild how to fish, volunteering at a local shelter, writing a book, or sharing wisdom with younger generations. These acts of purpose create a ripple effect that extends far beyond one's lifetime. Having a reason to wake up in the morning keeps the mind sharp and the heart full. People who stay engaged in life are happier, healthier, and more fulfilled. One of the greatest misconceptions about aging is that it is a time to withdraw from life. But withdrawing leads to emptiness. The mind thrives when it is challenged, and the soul flourishes when it is connected to something meaningful. Whether through creativity, mentoring, faith, or community service, finding purpose keeps life exciting and rewarding. Those who wake up each day with a mission, no matter how small, live with passion rather than passively watching time slip away. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with every mistake, every missed opportunity, and every painful memory from the past. Now imagine waking up every day and putting that backpack on, never allowing yourself to set it down. This is what happens when people hold on to regrets. Instead of living in the present and enjoying the time they have, they stay trapped in what could have been, reliving old choices, relationships, and failures as if changing the past were possible. But regret is a thief. It robs people of happiness, peace, and the ability to move forward. It poisons the mind, turning memories into wounds that never heal. Many elderly individuals spend their final years drowning in these thoughts, replaying decisions they cannot change. They think about careers they should have pursued, love they should have fought for, apologies they never made. But what they don't realize is that regret is a choice. The past cannot be rewritten, but the present is still theirs to shape. Every moment spent dwelling on what's gone is a moment stolen from what still remains. One of the most powerful ways to overcome regret is through acceptance and forgiveness, both of oneself and of others. Life is never perfect, and no one reaches the end without making mistakes. But mistakes are not life sentences, they are lessons. Instead of mourning lost time, people should focus on what they can still create. Whether it's reconnecting with an old friend, learning something new, or simply appreciating the beauty of the present, every day is an opportunity to live fully. Some of the happiest people in old age are not those with perfect pasts but those who choose to make peace with their past and embrace what's ahead. Yet, even when people let go of regrets, another danger threatens their happiness: the resistance to change. The world is constantly evolving, and those who refuse to adapt often find themselves feeling lost, disconnected, and irrelevant. Many older individuals cling to the past, refusing to embrace new technologies, new ideas, and new ways of living. They dismiss modern advancements, seeing them as unnecessary or too complicated, not realizing that this mindset builds an invisible wall between them and the world around them. Change can be intimidating, but resisting it only leads to isolation. Imagine refusing to learn how to use a smartphone, cutting yourself off from video calls with family, from instant messages that could brighten a lonely day, or from the endless knowledge and entertainment available at the touch of a button. Imagine refusing to try new experiences, rejecting invitations because they involve unfamiliar places or people, and slowly watching life become smaller and smaller. This is how resistance to change leads to stagnation and loneliness. But those who embrace change, who remain open-minded and curious, find that life continues to be exciting, no matter their age. They explore new hobbies, travel to new places, engage in conversations with younger generations, and see the world through fresh eyes. They use technology to stay connected, to learn, to entertain themselves, and to bridge the gap between generations. They adapt to new realities instead of resenting them. The ability to change is what keeps the mind young and the spirit alive. Those who welcome new experiences, who challenge themselves to keep learning, and who approach the future with curiosity rather than fear, find joy in every stage of life. They do not see aging as a decline but as a transformation. An opportunity to grow in ways they never imagined.